Watch her tongue. That thing shoots out to her right, I think.
See your tongue, bro. So if you've been paying attention to the news lately, you've probably heard about Mr. Jeffrey Pepsi and the pedophile operation that he ran. So there's a lot of information that the government has, and this guy is in charge of the government, but he is a sexual predator who was best friends with Mr. Pepsi, the president, leader of the government, who could release the files, won't do it. I don't know why the guy who was best friends with the pedophile wouldn't want information about the pedophile to get out. Okay, which now brings me to the body language analysis. So for those who don't know, body language analysis is like a weird like fake science that people do. And like all good fake sciences, it's rooted in something that's like real. So it's a real scientific thing to be able to infer people's mental states or emotional states based on how people's posture is, their physical appearance. Like that can serve as evidence for inferences about people's mental states. You can figure out what people are feeling and thinking based on how they look. That is a scientific thing. It's also just a normal thing. Like that's like being able to do that is something that everyone can do. It's just that science can take advantage of that and maybe like add a little bit more detail or structure. But the fake science part is that these behavior language experts, like they just run with it. Like, oh, that guy's eye twitch, like he's cheating on his wife. Like they go way too far with it. And if you want to know more about this, you can check out this video by Mooncat, who did a really good takedown on body language experts.
Body language science. Did Hitler have cock shame? Does Noel Gallagher have cock confidence? Why is your girl's pussy facing the world instead of facing her man? Look for deviations and cues of deception or hidden emotions. Now, say that you've seen a cluster of them.
We see lip licking. This is high sign of stress. It contributes to a cluster of deception. Then we see hesitation as he's trying to formulate an answer.
These don't have to be backed up by any sort of science. Just make sure it sounds like it could be true and likely follows your audience's preconceptions.
Notice the confused expression on her face. Eyebrows close together, squinty eyes, small mouth. But we would expect to see the shock, horror, and fear on her face of reliving that day.
And like not everything has to be a science, right? It's just a fake science because it tries to be a science. Like they call themselves a science. And that's one side. The other side of it is that they analyze things that are completely and utterly obvious. Like they'll look at someone crying and be like, oh man, her tear ducts are activated right now. Like she's clearly upset. So now there's like this weird like cottage industry of body language analysis people that are trying to uncover the details behind the Epstein thing, even though like it's just like really obvious that the government is lying to everyone. Like they're just lying. They just don't want to release the files. They could, but they don't want to. If you have the details of the context of the situation, like you can just figure that out without having to do like micro expression analysis. And just to be crystal clear, the lying refers to the dissemination of the files, not to any involvement specifically with Jeffrey Epstein. Like that's just informed speculation at this point. But, you know, maybe there's something we're missing. So let's see what the body language people have to say. I'm sure that they can uncover some juicy details that we don't know yet.
Hey everybody, Dr. G here. I'm a clinical and forensic psychologist as well as a body language expert, and today we're going to be analyzing more evidence from the Epstein cover-up as well as body language from various people, including President Trump.
The findings of that review, the Attorney General briefed you on that.
what? On the...
Let's watch this right here. I want you to listen to this part again. I'm going to explain what just happened.
The findings of that review, the Attorney General briefed you.
You saw the chin go up. He's trying to show you he's above this. He doesn't really need to answer questions about this. He is trying to physically show you that he doesn't like this and that he's above this line of questioning.
Findings of that review, the Attorney General briefed you on
On
that.
what?
The Attorney General briefed you on
On
that.
what? On
On the DOJ and FBI
on what?
review.
On what subject?
Epstein. On
Okay.
Epstein. Of the review.
He sounds more curt than usual. He sounds a little bit irritated as he's being asked this. He's asking for clarification, which I presume that he doesn't actually need. I think that he could figure out from context they were already talking about Epstein, but he wanted the person to say it because it's going to be more uncomfortable, because clearly it annoys him.
Okay, so Dr. G, he seems annoyed right now I don't know how much that analysis is adding to the discussion. Like, I just gotta be completely 100% honest. Like, I appreciate what you're trying to do. You seem like a nice guy, but I already knew that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just already knew that.
So now we're going to watch Bill Gates talking about Jeffrey Epstein.
What did you know about him when you were meeting with him in the hopes of raising money?
You know, I had dinners with him.
So you can already tell that he's very uncomfortable. Look at how his hands are clasped. He's covering his chest a little bit. This is not something that he wants to talk about. And he immediately starts holding his ring finger. If you notice, he starts fiddling with his ring fingers. I always think that's significant when people touch that finger. It tends to have something to do, obviously, with marriage, or is making them think something about that.
Regret doing that. He had...
So this steepling, we do this when we're an expert at something. When we want to be the smartest guy in the room, we do this to show that off a little bit. But he's not feeling confident. Maybe that's something that he's used to doing, but he's feeling so uncomfortable here he can't confidently steeple. So as you can see, it collapses very, very quickly.
What he purported, and I cut them off.
See, instead he's rubbing his fingers together, trying to stimulate himself because this feels so uncomfortable.
Is there a lesson for you?
Well, he's dead, so...
That was a pretty wild statement. And just to be clear, I do not think he was involved in Jeffrey Epstein's death in any way. I don't believe that's what this is implying, but I do think it can imply some other things. But I want you to hear the question.
Okay, good to know. Good to know we've ruled that out.
The reason he said that is that's the first thing that came to his mind. We only say what's on our minds. So the idea that, is there a lesson to be learned? Well, he's dead. I take that as there's relief here. Let's watch his face and you'll see what I mean.
You know, in general, you always have to be careful.
Now I'm seeing relief on his face after acknowledging that Jeffrey Epstein's dead.
He went from Bill Gates is uncomfortable in this interview, which is something that, yes, you can tell from the way he is using gestures, from his body posture, like the way his body looks, that is indicating discomfort, an emotional state of discomfort. Yes, I will grant you that. I agree, because I can see it too. But then he goes from there to Bill Gates is relieved that Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Like, do you know how many steps you would have to go to get from here to here? What are you basing that off of? He just says it confidently, and then he wants you to fill in the little gaps between them, and then he wants you to extrapolate further. Like, he just throws that out. You just pulled that out of your ass, dude. He looks relieved, like, that Jeffrey Epstein is dead? People actually believe this stuff. Like, look, as he touches his wedding ring finger, I think of his extramarital affair and the possibility that he was blackmailed by Epstein, especially considering his apparent relief when he says he's dead. And if you think Epstein couldn't have blackmailed him, like, dude, like, sure, maybe that did happen. But you're not going to figure that out from this. You're like this. You're not going to figure that out from that.
Now we're going to watch just a little bit of Jeffrey Epstein's deposition. We're going to see if there's anything that we can glean from it. He's trying to appear relaxed. That's a way to maintain power. Is no matter how much chaos is going on around me, I'm going to stay cool and calm and collected. I'm not affected by any of this. But watch his eyes when she says the truth. You see him blink a bit because he has no intention of being fully honest.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
See his blink? I swear I have never done anything illegal in my life. I swear.
Could you please give us your name? Jeffrey Epstein.
You'll also notice how he's holding onto his glasses. Now, not everybody that holds onto something like a pen or glasses or whatever is being deceptive, but people that are going to be deceptive love having props. It helps them feel calmer. It makes them more confident when they're lying.
Guys, don't hold on to your glasses like that. Otherwise, Dr. G's going to think you're lying.
Now you're seeing his neck tucked down because we do that to keep ourselves defended. We're vulnerable when we show our necks. So right now there's some defensiveness. I'm not sure that question specifically was one that actually bothered him that much.
Form, vague, indefinite, and if you continue with this type of question, I'll adjourn the deposition immediately.
All right, here's a second video. These four guys are known as the Behavior Panel.
We'll start with February 21st, the first time that Pam Bondi talked about the Epstein files. Then we'll go to March when she talks about missing files.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Yeah, so excessive blink rate, which is how often we blink, is one of the clearest signals of elevated stress or some kind of cognitive load. Not subtle, what we're seeing right here. Her eyelids are working overtime. That level of rapid blinking could signal some suppressed discomfort or maybe a fight between what she knows versus what she can reveal. This is someone trying to stay on script, and I think she's holding back a lot more than she's sharing here.
Yeah, she's a public-facing figure of a political administration, so she has to say things in a way that's different from how she feels. Like, it's not that. It's because of her fucking eyelids, dude. That's how you can tell.
Take and nod at certain instances.
Oh, shit, dude. Wait, see this? See that? He's cheating on his wife.
Will the Epstein client list get released? Her answer is chaff. I'm reviewing JFK and MLK, and that's all in the process, just throwing out the stuff. This is classic minimization by diffusion right here. She spreads out the frame so that the Epstein reference feels smaller.
They say things that make perfect sense. They give perfectly valid analysis, but then mixed in that are all these like crazy assumptions. Like,
Yeah, I'll touch on something everybody's talked about in here as we go through this because I'm last again. I'm just kidding.
Wow. You can tell from the way that they didn't laugh that they did not think that joke was that funny. You could tell.
Let me get your take on something else, which a lot of people were emailing me about. The MAGA group is mad that they don't know more about the Epstein files. The MAGA group is mad that they don't know more about the January 6th investigation. Are you going to give us any more information on these two issues?
Sure. And first to the Epstein.
She's fucking lying.
I'm mad that I didn't have more information on Epstein. I was given 200 pages of documents. I've asked Director Patel. He came in after that, of course. I'd asked for those documents prior to Cash coming in. Cash is going to get me all the information. I've asked him to find out why I didn't receive all those documents and he didn't receive all those documents.
Comes in when she says, Cash is going to get me all the information. On the word all, watch her tongue. That thing dang shoots out to her right, I think. Right or left. Mark and I are both dyslexic. Anyway, you watch her tongue shoot out. It's weird how that happens. That could be.
Oh, shit. See her tongue, bro? See the way she flicks her fucking tongue? See the way she flicks her tongue?
Right or left.
Dude,
Mark and I are both.
How did you notice that? Like, how are you noticing that? It's kind of creepy, bro. It's kind of creepy that you noticed that. Like, I know you're doing your behavior analysis thing, but like, come on, dude.
If you've ever questioned the validity of what we call micro expressions, that's when someone is telling you something and they're saying one thing, but you see these little tiny little expressions just flash on their face really quickly. You're seeing contempt and anger in there. It's really small. You can hear it in her voice, but you can see it on her face. So where you want to look is right in here. To see that they're really small, and sometimes they're huge, but sometimes they're really teeny, and these are really teeny, so you got to pay attention right there.
Okay, so you could tell that she's lying. You tell that she's lying because she is part of administration, a political administration that has consistently lied about everything, like literally everything. All right. The Trump administration is full of liars from top to bottom. They lie about everything. You can't even keep track of the lies. Like, look at this, dude. Like, false or misleading statements by Donald Trump. Donald Trump has made tens of thousands of false or misleading claims, including as President of the United States. Commentators and fact checkers have described Trump's lying as unprecedented in American politics. So, like, Donald Trump is a liar is a fact. This is a supported fact that Donald Trump is a fucking liar. He lies. He literally lies all the time. He lies He's a fucking liar. And so the person working for him is probably lying too. What I'm not saying is that every single thing that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth is a lie, or out of Pam Bondi's mouth is a lie. What I'm saying is that lying is in their repertoire of things that they will do if it serves them. There's no one stopping him. Like, who's gonna stop him from lying? Who's gonna stop Pam Bondi from lying? Who's gonna stop them? Like, no one can stop them. And it doesn't take a genius to figure out if someone's nervous or hesitant, and then put the contextual details together to know if that is indicative of a deception or not. Needing to determine whether someone's lying based off of their blink rate, that's not a real problem. That's not a real situation. Another thing you have to consider is that people sometimes get nervous for multiple reasons. There are different reasons that people get nervous. Lying is one of them. This is one of the things that has debunked lie detectors. Like, yes, lying makes you nervous, but you know what else makes you nervous? Being questioned by someone, being interrogated. And one of the key crucial details surrounding this is that someone who's lying and telling the truth, they look the same, because that's what lying is. Lying is when you look like you're telling the truth. That's what lying fucking is, dude. That's literally what lying is. Like, if you don't look like you're telling the truth, then you're not lying. You're immediately caught. Like, you just aren't successfully lying. So it's just a useless field. Like, it's a useless problem to solve. This body language expert shit, like, it's bullshit. Analyzing someone's behavior is one thing, but like determining whether someone's lying or not based off of their fucking blink rate is nonsense. It's literal nonsense. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope that you really enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. I did not kill Jeffrey. I didn't kill him, alright? You can tell that she's scared because her nostrils are slightly upturned. These sparks, that actually is a signifier of vitality. So he's exerting dominance in the room. He wants everyone to believe that he is the smartest guy in the room. Okay, you can tell that she's scared because she is running away. So you can see that she got kind of close to him. Now that is what happens when a woman is ovulating. They will go and approach a man, but they won't actually touch him because they want the man to approach and do their mating dance first.